Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Murata Confidence Wali. I'm a student at Rehan School of Campus Foundation Level Batch 2. Our today's guest is Maya and our topic is Take It Easy. So, Maya, my first question is what does Take It Easy means?
Walaikum assalam. Take it easy is such a versatile phrase. At its core, it's all about reducing stress and slowing down. When you tell someone to take it easy, you're essentially telling them to relax, avoid overworking themselves, or not to let a situation get to them. It's like a gentle reminder that the world isn't going to end if we take a breath and step back from the pressure. In a more literal sense, it can also be a way of saying, don't be so hard on yourself, or don't be so aggressive. For example, if someone is getting really upset or angry during an argument, saying, take it easy is like asking them to lower the temperature of the conversation and approach things with a calmer mindset. It's really about finding a sense of balance and peace in the middle of all the noise. And interestingly, it can also be used as a casual way to say goodbye, almost like saying, stay relaxed and have a good day. So, depending on the context, it's a way of encouraging peace, patience, and a much needed downtime.
Okay, so when do people say take it easy?
People use this phrase in a few different ways, usually depending on the mood of the room. One of the most common times is when someone is clearly overwhelmed. You know that feeling when your to do list is a mile long and you're starting to panic? In those moments, a friend might tell you to take it easy, to remind you that you don't have to do everything at once and that it's okay to prioritize your own peace of mind over productivity. Then there's the side of it where it's used to diffuse tension. Two people are arguing and
Maya,
things are getting a bit too heated. Someone might step in and say, take it easy, as a way to signal that the anger isn't helping and it's time to bring the energy down a notch. It's almost like a social safety valve to prevent a conflict from escalating. And like I mentioned before, it's used a lot as a casual parting. If you're leaving a coffee shop or hanging out with friends, saying, take it easy, instead of just bye, adds a little bit of warmth. So, like you're not just saying goodbye, but you're wishing them a stress-free journey for the rest of their day. So it really spans the whole spectrum from a supportive emotional check-in to a way of managing a conflict, all the
so
way
where
to
did
a
the
friendly,
expression
low-pressure
originate?
farewell.
Where did the expression originate?
That's a tracing the exact origin of an expression like this can be a bit tricky because it's more of a natural evolution of language than a single invention. But generally, it comes from the idea of it taking a certain pace or approach to life. In English, we often use take to describe how we handle a situation, like take a breath or take a seat. So, taking it easy literally means choosing a path of least resistance and effort. It really gained popularity in the early 20th century as a way to describe a more relaxed lifestyle. As the world became faster and more industrial, the pressure to work harder and move quicker increased. Take it easy became a sort of linguistic rebellion against that hustle, a way to tell people that it's okay to slow down and not be so intense about everything. It's also tied to the general human desire for comfort. The word easy has been around for a long time, originally meaning something that is without difficulty or pain. By combining that with
Okay,
take, the phrase became a tool for
okay,
encouraging someone to avoid
Maya,
the hard, stressful, or pain. Do you have another question for me? Or is there
yeah.
anything else you want to dive into
Is it
regarding
a
the phrase?
greeting or a farewell?
Is definitely more of a farewell than a greeting. You know, you wouldn't really walk up to someone and start a conversation by saying, take it easy. That would be a bit confusing, as if you're telling them to relax before they've even said hello. But as a way to end a conversation, it's perfect. It's a warm, casual way to sign off, almost like you're giving them a little bit of positive energy for the rest of their day. It's essentially saying, I'm done talking now, but I hope your day stays low, stress, and pleasant. So, while it's not a greeting, it's one of those friendly, low pressure ways to wrap things up.
Okay, so does it encourage relaxation?
Absolutely. That is the heart of the phrase. When you tell someone to take it easy, you're giving them permission to let go of the tension they've been carrying. In a world that often feels like it's on fast forward, encouraging relaxation isn't just a suggestion, it's almost like a mental health check in. It tells the other person that their well being is more important than the task at hand, and that it's okay to step away from the noise to recharge. Whether
Okay.
it's physically relaxing, like sitting back with a
So,
book, or
what does
mental.
tone affect its meaning?
I think you might mean tone, as in the way someone's voice sounds, right? Because the tone of voice completely changes how this phrase lands. If you
Yes.
say it with a soft, warm voice, it's an act of kindness and support, like you're really looking out for them. But if someone says it with a sharp or dismissive tone, it can actually feel a bit patronizing, almost like they're telling you to calm down, which, as we all know, usually has the opposite effect and makes people even more frustrated. It's the difference between a gentle hug and a push away.
Okay. So, my next question
So
is, how is it different from calm down?
that is a really subtle but important distinction. Well, they both sound like they're asking for a lower energy level. The feeling behind them is totally different. Calm down can often feel like a command. It's almost like you're telling someone their emotional reaction is wrong, or that they're being too loud or too dramatic. Because of that, it can actually feel dismissive, as if you're trying to shut down their feelings rather than understand them. Take it
Okay.
easy, on the other hand, feels much more like an invitation or a piece of supportive advice. It's less about correcting someone's behavior and more about wishing them peace. When you say take it easy, you're not necessarily saying you're acting too much, but rather, I want you to feel less stress. One is about control, while the other is about care. So, in a conversation, calm down can feel like a wall, while take it easy feels like a bridge.
Okay. So,
Take your time.
my next question is, when did it become popular?
It really started hitting its stride in the early 20th century as the world shifted toward that fast paced industrial way of living. Everything started feeling a lot more rushed. People were working longer hours in factories, and the speed of city life was just accelerating. In that environment, take it easy emerged as a kind of linguistic pushback. It became a way for people to acknowledge that the pressure was becoming too much and to remind each other that slowing down was actually a necessary part of staying sane. It wasn't just a phrase, it was almost like a cultural sigh of relief. Over time, it moved from being a specific piece of advice to general part of our casual vocabulary, eventually becoming that friendly farewell we use today. It's
Okay.
fascinating how a simple phrase can actually mirror the stress levels of the society it's being used in.
So, my next question is, uh, can it encourage work-life balance?
Oh, absolutely. It's practically the unofficial slogan for work life balance. When you tell someone or yourself to take it easy, you're acknowledging that you are a human being, not a machine. We've
Okay.
all been in that
So,
cycle
where did
where
you
we
learn about the origins of Take It Easy?
looking back at what we've discussed, the most interesting part is how take it easy isn't just some random phrase. It's actually a reaction to how fast the world was moving. It's
Yeah.
wild to think
Okay.
that
So,
it gained
Maya,
so much traction in.
thank you for
I'm all ears.
joining Annie and joining Maya and exploring the story behind the expression "Take it easy." We hope you enjoyed learning how this simple phrase becomes a popular way to encourage relaxation, positivity, and a stress-free attitude. Everyday expression often have fascinating histories, and we are glad you took the time to discover one of them. Thank you for listening and take it easy until our next language adventure. So, everyone,